Welcome to Stocking the Pantry with Hal. It's a series of videos, articles, and my ramblings produced in cooperation with the Point Defiance Ruston Senior Center. Our goal is to provide information and resources to help everyone to be better prepared and reduce food waste. So let's get started. Happy October to everyone. When we're taping this, it's the beginning of the second week of October. And most of the growing season is over, and we're starting here in the Puget Sound area to move into those months with gray skies and not too much new out in the garden, and sometimes it gets a little depressing. So we want something that we can give to our friends and share in our homes that would liven us up, a taste of summer. And so today we're going to be making Rhubarb Blackberry Lime Jam. So over the past while, I've been introducing postings and talking about preparing for the winter months by freezing any excess produce. So today, the main produce ingredients in this, the rhubarb, the blackberries, even the lime peel, has been frozen over the course of the summer. So it's really nice to have a simple collection of ingredients. So the main ingredient in terms of bulk is the rhubarb. And you can see that the freshly harvested rhubarb from my garden, it's definitely at the end. And you always want, when you're growing rhubarb, to leave a third of it for nutrients for the next year. And so I wouldn't have had enough left to be able to do this if I hadn't been freezing it all during the year. And it's really simple. You can just, that's one of the few things you can freeze by just chopping up, well, after you've washed it, of course, and bagging it up. Or if you have a kind of a food saver or one of those vacuum packers, that's even better. Blackberries, of course, you can still buy them right now, but these are some that I harvested from some bushes where folks were following organic, and just rinsed them off a little bit and froze them. Lime, of course, you can get all year long, but we're using lime juice, but we're also using lime zest. And so this is zest that we took off of the lime, and then you just wrap it up really tight in some clear plastic wrap, or you can even vacuum pack it and freeze it. Other ingredients include sugar and lime juice, but you're always going to want to use, for any shelf-stable product, either bottled lime juices or bottled lemon juices, because that comes out of the fresh lime, you can't tell what the acidity is, and it needs to be of a certain acidity. And then the last ingredient is the Pomona's pectin, which I've talked about a lot. It's allowing us to use about half the amount of sugar you would have to use in other recipes. And so we're going to go ahead and get started, and we'll do some of the preparation and cooking off camera. All right, we're back. What we did is put in the blackberries, the rhubarb, cook those down till it's a nice consistency already, and then we put in the lime juice and the calcium water and a little extra water so it would cook well. And so what we're doing now is just reheating that. And this is the point at which we're going to be adding in, as I said, it's about half the sugar of a regular recipe. And then the pectin is mixed with the sugar. Because if you've ever worked with like cornstarch or something like that, you know that it will stick to itself as it surrounds the water molecules. Well, the pectin is the same thing, because the way they gel things is by surrounding the water molecules. But if you mix it with whatever the sweetener is, whether it's sugar or honey or even xylitol, that separates out those molecules until it hits the water and all dissolves. So we're getting this back up to almost boiling. There's a lot of natural sugars in it, so you need to keep stirring when you bring it back up because it will caramelize very quickly. And caramelized blackberry to me does not taste really good. And then we're going to mix in the pectin and sugar very thoroughly. And bring it back up till it's well heated. Oh, good. Now that it's come back up and to a high enough heat to make sure all the sugar and pectin is dissolved and well mixed in, we'll turn the heat off and we'll do what's called the sheeting test. So you can see that the pectin is already working and it sticks to the spoon pretty much in a nice way. But this is a plate that's been in the freezer. And so we put a sample on there. And putting it in the freezer is just to speed up the process. But you can see that we've achieved a really good degree of gelling. So then, in other videos, we've gone through the whole process of getting it into the jars and putting it through the water bath canner. And we'll let you take a look at some of those other videos, or you can find that information just pretty much everywhere online. So thank you for joining us today. And in the following weeks, we'll be doing more programs using produce that we froze all during the summer so that we can bring a little taste of the summer season even in the dead of winter.